All right, here we go. My name is Matt. I'm the publisher, the editor, the staff writer of the Keyboard Anchor. And something amazing happened today. Um, I just started posting articles a couple days ago, and yesterday, really. And one of the things I wrote for this morning was a really basic and easy story about the Keyboard Garden Club's tomato contest, Tomato Palooza. And I wrote it and I had some fun with the language and everything, and I posted it in a couple places. And it's a real basic story. It wasn't anything in depth. It's not hard hitting journalism by any means. And later in the day, I was looking around and I saw someone had asked a question. Um, they said, does anyone know who won the tomato contest? And this total stranger, someone I have no idea who they are. They posted a link to my story and the keyboard anchor, and I can't tell you how happy that made me. I didn't know what to expect starting this site. Um, I had an inkling that there would be a demand for news in Keyport. Um, you know, all kinds of news, crime reports, what's going on at the borough council, politics, business reports, um, and there's good stuff like the tomato contest, Tomato Palooza. Um, but that's sort of what this is for. I mean, without my story, it would have been that much harder to find out a really basic thing that happened in town just last night. And I'm glad to have been a part of it. And I'm glad to have been able to answer that person's question. Um, that's what I want to do. I want to answer questions. I want to show people what's happening in town because there's a lot happening in town. You're not going to figure that out by reading the Asbury Park Press or the Bayshore Independent. Actually, it's just the Independent now. It's not even the Bayshore Independent. Um, and it pains me to say that. I mean, partially because I used to work for the Asbury Park Press, and the paper that I worked for, the paper I grew up reading, is not the paper we have now. Um, I didn't work for the Independent, but my father did when it was actually independent and was based right here in Keyport. Um, it was in the building next to the Chinese restaurant on Broad Street. Um, so I hope everyone keeps reading, and I hope you like what I'm going to be doing. Um, I'm going to have fun with the language. I'm going to try and write plainly and directly. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything, and I'm not going to write in that boring sort of newspaper tone. And when a story is more serious, clearly, I'm going to take a more serious tone. I won't use language like Poop Patrol as I did with the Dog Night story. Um, but even in the story about redevelopment that's on the website today, uh, I used some language you're probably not going to see in regular newspapers. Green lights, go ahead, um, McMansions. Um, that's because uh, this needs to be fun for me. It needs to be fun for you to read. I need to give you those sort of grammatical punches that come with colorful diction. Um, anyway, if you have any other questions that I have not answered on the website, please shoot me an email, keyportanchor@gmail.com. You can call me at 732-931-5995. You can also text that number. Um, I want to know what you think is important, and I want to know um, what you're seeing, because right now I can't do this job full time. I still have a day job, and I can only be around so much. So if you see something, you notice something that's going on in town, and you haven't seen it on the website, it's not that I'm ignoring it. It's just that I might not know about it, and I need you to help me figure it out. And if we do that, we can really make the anchor a place for everyone uh, to come in and get all their questions answered. Um, if you want to sound off on anything, and that's what I'm calling my opinion section, sound off, I'm definitely going to print your letters too. So you can email letters to the editor at the same email address, keyportanchor, one word, @gmail.com. I need your phone number attached to that and a full name, just because I need to verify that you're a real person and that you really did send that letter. And so I won't publish your phone number, but I will publish your name with your letters. Now this has gone on for far too long, so I'm going to sign off right here. Thank you very much for reading, everyone.